When fear and exhaustion surrounded little Ayan, he ran to the only place that felt like home, his mother's arms. No words, no magic, just her quiet presence, her steady heartbeat, and the warmth that wrapped him like a protective cloak. She forgot her own comfort, her own fatigue, yet every gentle touch and soft whisper calmed his trembling heart. Her love was not loud or demanding. It was like a shadow silently following him unseen but always there. In that embrace, the world's chaos disappeared. Ayan felt safe, cherished, and whole. And in that sacred bond, he realized a truth. A mother's love is the closest we ever come to heaven on earth. True love is selfless, silent, and eternal. A mother's embrace can heal even the deepest fears. I was on my way home, lost in thoughts, when suddenly a tall young man stepped in front of me and called out with excitement, "Assalamu alaikum, sir." I returned the greeting, though I couldn't recognize him at all. He took my hands in both of his face glowing with joy. "Sir, do you remember me?" I looked at him carefully. A tall, well-dressed man in his mid-30s with a neat beard and calm dignity. "I'm sorry, son. I don't recognize you," I said honestly. His smile didn't fade. "It's okay, sir. It has been a long time. My name is Naveed Akhtar. You were our class in charge 20 years ago." And suddenly, like a light turning on, I remembered. My heart filled. I stood up and hugged him. "Naveed, I can't believe this is you." Minutes later, I was sitting in his small but beautiful home. He served tea with the warmth of a son welcoming a father. As we talked, I learned that he had a good government job, a lovely family, and a peaceful life. I felt nothing but pride. Then, as our conversation deepened, his voice softened, and his eyes filled with emotion. "Sir, none of this possible if an angel hadn't entered my life." I looked at him puzzled. "What angel, son?" He took a deep breath. "Sir, when I was in 12th grade after my father passed away, we were struggling badly. My mother managed the house with his small pension, but I couldn't pay the college fees. I worked part-time, but the money was never enough. And then the day came when I was expelled for non-payment." His voice trembled. "That night I cried like a child. I felt my dreams dying." He paused, then continued. "But the very next morning, the college called me back. Someone had paid my fees. Every semester without fail, that same unknown person paid it again. Sir, I prayed for that man every night. I begged God to bless him the way he blessed me." He looked at me with deep gratitude. "You were my favorite teacher, sir. Your words used to give me strength. You were my hero, even back then." His story pierced my heart like a prayer that finally found its home. I stood up to leave, moved and humbled. But as I walked toward the door, I heard his broken whisper, "Sir." I turned around. He was with tears running down his face. He walked up to me and suddenly hugged me tightly, his tall body trembling like a child who has finally found the truth. "Sir, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me you were the one who paid my fees?" My breath caught in my throat. He cried harder. "I asked the principal again yesterday, and he finally told me the truth." "You changed my life, sir. You didn't just pay my fees, you gave me my future." By now, tears were flowing down my own face. A small act, a quiet gesture, done only for the sake of God. And yet it had grown into someone's entire destiny. That day, I understood something deeply. A single act of kindness can become the turning point of a soul. You never know whose life you're saving when you choose to give, silently, sincerely, selflessly,